we will call the Tuesday, April 25th FARGODOME meeting to order. You have the agenda in front of you. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Move to approve as presented, Mr. Chair.
All right, we got a first by David.
Second. Blake.
Second by...
Blake.
Okay, I guess we'll give it to Blake. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. You have the minutes in front of you. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
Move to approve.
Got a first by Rick.
Second.
Second by Troy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. All right. Is there any old business to come in front of the authority? Hearing none, new business, and we'll go to Robin, the general's manager report.
All right, starting on page 3 of your packet is the financials for the month of March and year-to-date, which would encompass the first quarter of the months January to March of 23. The month of March is on the left-hand side of the page. We'll start with that. We had 11 events with attendance of just over 31,800 compared to a budget of 11 events and 29,000 people. We had total event income of just over $347,000 compared to a budget of $299,000, so about $48,000 above. We did have expenses, we're about $444,500 compared to a budget of $390,000, so we are also over budget on the expenses side. So for the month of March, that leaves us with a surplus of just about $76,500, which is about $16,000 and change above the budgeted $60,000 surplus. So overall, a good month. On the event side, a very busy month, and we had the PRC rodeo, which was above budget, had very strong attendance, and people were buying, so obviously with more attendance, more parking, more food and beverage, things such as that. On the trade show side, the sportsman show was just a little bit below budget attendance-wise, so has an effect on the ancillary incomes as it comes through there. But the Sugar Beet Institute Sugar Beet show was slightly above budget because we actually added more in-house catering that John Ferry and Casey Erickson took care of as far as load-ins and different meals throughout the day. Excuse me. On the amateur side, the Class A basketball, it was the combined that we had FARGODOME and Shack had hosted games both Thursday, Friday. The boys quarterfinals were here at FARGODOME, and then all the consolation matches on Friday were here at FARGODOME, and then the Shack had girls on Thursday, the championship semifinals on Friday, and all games on Saturday. That was above budget with strong attendance, and we still show above budget on the attendees or on the budgeting, even though there was a cost of goods adjustment on the food and beverage inventory from February's state wrestling meet. Professional sports with WWE, about $14,000 above budget. We didn't have as much post clean costs, and attendance was good. And then a very strong meeting room month. Amanda was very busy with those. So that leads there. On the other income side, above budget, obviously interest, with the higher interest rates and the balances, very strong balances right now. And on the expense side, we were $8,700 above budget on labor, which is primarily overtime due to a very, very busy month, but also a lot of snow removal and challenges with that. And the operations budget was about $45,000 higher than budget. Very busy month, but also the steam heating was very high, more so due to just a very cold and very busy month. And it seemed every time we had a show loading in, whether it was a sports show or the Sugar Beet show, the rodeo bringing in dirt, it was always a nice 30-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest blowing through the buildings. So, any questions on the month of March? Okay, so year to date for the first quarter, 28 events with attendance of just under 88,500, favorably comparing to the budgeted of 82,500. Total event income of 994,000 compared to a budget of 877,000. We do have expenses, indirect expenses of just about 1.375 million, so that is above the budgeted 1,282,000 or $82,000. But in the end, we had a budgeted surplus of just over 53,000, but our actual surplus stands right about 125,000. So a favorable first quarter. Again, just quick comments. You can see how the year is starting to shape up. The family show side is below budget, but that is with that 4-day family show that did not occur that we ran through the budget in January. The rest of them are essentially positive, above budget, working well. Meeting rooms, March made up a lot of that deficit, and they're pretty decently busy in April as well, so we'll see how that turns out. On the expense side, again, been very, very busy for the first 3 months, so there is a fair amount of overtime amongst all those staff, along with a lot of labor coming in long hours for snow removal. And then the operations department, essentially due to a combination of lots of heating, steam heating, and then also equipment repairs based on the hard winter we had with wind and some snow, in particular in March. Any questions on the financials?
Mr. Chair.
Oh, no, I was just saying, great quarter. Yeah. Very busy.
Right side.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, the financials were reviewed and received at the Finance Committee meeting this past Wednesday. So at this point, I would make a motion to accept the month of March and the year-to-date ending March 2023 to be accepted as presented. Second.
Yeah, second by Rick.
So Rick,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yep.
David.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, page 12 is the calendar since our last meeting, which was Tuesday, what is that, March 28th? I think we were still cleaning up from the rodeo there, with some meeting room events going on and getting ready for the Shrine Circus to start moving in. They started setting up on Thursday the 30th, had one performance on Friday, March 31st, had 3 performances on Saturday, April 1st, and 2 performances on Sunday, April 2nd. Attendance was okay, down a little bit, I think, from some of the years past, but still looking at everything there. Quick turnaround for the building. Not only started watching the weather on that Sunday and communicating with the promoter and production for Red Hot Chili Peppers with that late season blizzard that came through, but they started loading in 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Tuesday, April 4th, and then back again at 7 a.m. Wednesday, April 5th. We're here late into the evening, actually a little early. Got out about 1:30 in the morning, Thursday morning of the 6th, once the final trucks arrived through the weather, and then had the Red Hot Chili Peppers show on Thursday, April 6th. Very good show, very busy show, kind of on all fronts. It was kind of weird with the doors 5 o'clock doors, so staff in at 4 o'clock on a Thursday. Concert started at 6:30, went till 10:30. A lot of opening acts, but the people were mostly here for the Chili Peppers. So it was kind of, the doors were about a 3.5 hour time coming through. After the Easter break, cleaned up, and last week then had a private event by Sanford Health with their employee event, and then just finished up this past weekend with the Kiwanis Pancake Carnival. Made its in-person return, first time since 2020, so 3 years. Back in the building, 8,500 people here, so I think good attendance considering everything. Any comments, questions from the group on our past events? All right, moving forward then, as of our meeting with today, typically the end of April, beginning of May, starts to be a slower time here, and I think frankly, my colleagues get a well-deserved about 2-week break on most of the things. So as we prepare and moving forward, NDSU will be preparing for their spring commencement ceremonies here in 2 weeks, setting up on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, with the 2 ceremonies taking place on Saturday the 13th. And then one quick turnaround, and the Fargo Marathon will start moving in right around Tuesday the 16th and the 17th, with the runs and the health expo and the different packet pickups starting on Thursday, May 18th and running through Saturday, May 20th. Taking us up to the next meeting, which will be May 30th, Tuesday, right before the Fargo Public Schools graduation ceremonies. Any questions or comments on past or future events from board members?
Well done.
Hearing none, and that would conclude my report.
All right. We will go to 3B and committee reports.
Reports. So, item 1 or A, the financials, those have been approved. As far as the projects and capital updates, Rob shared that there's potential timelines for fixing the turf leaders out in the main bowl, and then also noted that the 2024 capital budget is coming together and will be presented in May. Those are the 2 items with respect to capital. And on item C is the escrow balance performance. That information is received by the Finance Committee. No action is necessary, so it was received. With that, Mr. Chair, that will conclude the Finance Committee report from this past Wednesday. I move.
Move to approve.
Move to approve.
All right.
Rick,
Right? Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Nancy,
Nancy?
Yes, sorry, had it on mute.
David.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Troy.
Yes.
All right. Number 4, nominating committee, and who wants to take that one?
I can take that. So as a nominating committee, and after discussion, we're looking at continuity and would like to present move the same slate forward of officers. Mike as president, Rick as vice president, Dave as treasurer, and Nancy as secretary. So I'd like to make the motion to approve that slate of officers for
Okay.
FARGODOME Authority.
Second.
Blake will second that. Is there any discussion? Hearing none?
Rick,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes,
David.
Yes.
Blake.
Yes.
Troy.
Yes.
All right. Any last additional items before people get going here? All right. Hearing none?
Good work.
We are adjourned.